Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another anime review video. Today we're going to be talking about Big Order. Big Order is based around the main character, Enji, who is believed, and believes himself, that he, started the end of the world in a way. As a young child, his father was trying to create a machine that would grant wishes. And in doing so, Enji's father succeeded. But the only thing is, when his father started up the machine, Enji, or so we believe Enji, because I'm not gonna release any spoilers in here, is believed to have ended the world by making a wish. In doing so, he sort of does. It's not like the end of the world, everybody's going to chaos, there's zombies, or something totally out of whack. Nothing like that. Instead, the world does come to sort of an end. The economy is a bit messed up, but due to this wish-granting machine, it was destroyed, but it summoned an entity. An entity by the name of Daisy. This entity, in the anime, can grant people's wishes and turn them into power. When that is done so, or do so, they become a person known as an order. Somebody who has the power to do something that can't be done. Like slashing through dimensions, maybe summoning some type of entity to aid you. For Enji, he can summon this sort of, I want to say, kind of like some sort of demon that aids him. And the thing about this demon is it allows him to take territory. Now, if you're confused about what I'm meaning by territory, it's easier if you just go watch the anime, because it'll make a lot more sense. But what Enji can do is anything, like anywhere he goes, anything he possesses with his demon, because I'll just start calling it his order, since that's technically what it is. With his order, anything that's within his territory, he controls. And so, this kind of starts his little adventure. But something that also starts it is he has a little sister named Senna. Now, the thing about Senna is, at the very beginning, it's hard to tell. She's in a hospital bed, you don't know what's going on. You later find out that she has an incurable disease, and she has only 6 months left to live. The thing about this is, due to her incurable disease, she is used as sort of a, I want to say sort of as a pawn in a way, like a bargaining chip for Enji. Due to his incredibly powerful order, he basically could, and sort of does, try to take over the world to create peace with this company. The reason why he teams up with this company, that I'm now explaining, I just realized, is due to they have some way to cure this incurable disease. Now, at first, it sounds all crazy, and you're thinking, well, they're just basically using him to conquer the world. And when I'm like, basically that's true. Like, everybody is power hungry. Let's be honest. And everybody also wants Enji's head because he himself and everybody who later finds out believes that he's the reason the world is the way it is now. Everybody that's lost their lives, gone, it's all his fault. Which, at the very beginning, Enji does have a little discussion with Daisy, who says something very interesting, and I seriously suggest you check out this anime. It was made by the same people who made Future Diary, if you haven't watched that. Except it's not as, I don't want to say it's as, brutal. But still, it's pretty good. Now, the villains of this anime, which may or may not surprise you, is Enji and Senna's dad. He wants to do this absurd thing about recreating the machine. What he wants to do is recreate the wish machine. The wish machine will grant everybody's wishes. But that's the thing. In doing so, it summons a more powerful entity like Daisy. Except Daisy has... it's kind of a little held back in doing this. Because she can only somewhat disturb this frame of reality. Now the reason I'm talking about realities now is there's something that they talk about in the anime, and this is a little later on, while they're making the dream machine or wish machine. And what happens is if somebody's wish comes true, they are sort of transported into a different frame of reality, like a different dimension or universe in which their wish comes true. So let's say you wanted to be the most powerful person in the world. You would be sent to this form of reality where you are the most powerful person in that world. But the only problem with that is when these other worlds are created, the original world is destroyed. And in Senji's mind, he doesn't want that to happen. So him and this renegade company that he has joined up with try to, well, defeat them, stop them. And so far, I'm not going to tell you what happens. I'm not going to say if they won, they lost, maybe they somehow did both. But I seriously suggest this anime. Like, highly suggested. The other thing about it is, and like I can understand, maybe this is where you'll be like, really? It's a 10 episode long anime. Now when I first saw this, I thought maybe it's one of those animes that never got finished, but I still gave it a shot. They complete the entire series in 10 episodes. Now if that kind of turns you off, or you're like, well, then it's not really worth it because it doesn't have the 2 extra or 3 extra episodes, they do pretty well, like really well, about getting all this information and just wrap up the whole story within these 10 episodes. Now, I must say that this anime does have little sexual content. There is a bit of brutality. I can't remember if there's a bit of language, and if you don't understand what I mean, like profanity. But I would say overall, I enjoyed it very much. The way that Enji kind of took on the world. Even though like, at the time that this whole thing started, he's probably, I want to say 16, maybe 17 years old when the anime first starts, but when all this happened, he was probably like 6, 7. So a little kid who accidentally started the destruction of the world. Which then you kind of find hard to blame, like, a kid that young meant no intent of harm or to kill about half the world, but things happen. Besides, that's just how the anime plays out. Because it doesn't really have drama, or it's a really good action-based table turner anime. Because there's times when it'll completely flip your view. Like, you'll think one thing, but it does the other. Which kind of caught me by surprise the first time I watched it. Well, I'm almost coming to an end with this video, so let's give it a rating. My rating, 1 out of 10, I would say I give it a 7. The animation I find really cool. I love how everybody has different powers. It's not all the same. Nobody has a similar power. Everybody could be overpowered in their own way. And so, did I say I gave it I gave it a 7 out of 10. The reason why I'm giving it 7 out of 10 instead of like maybe a 10 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10 is I felt like they could have gone maybe 2 episodes longer. They could have thrown in a little bit more, but it's up to them. Like, heck, I don't know much about that. And anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Discord I'm going to post down below. Hit that subscribe button and like button. And see you in the next episode. Tyler Creeper, signing out.